Okay, now we're ready to start. Todd, are you? Okay, so we're going to start the Economic and Community Development Committee meeting, June 23rd. It's 5:30 p.m. at City Hall. From the committee, we have myself, Mike Zurin, Mark Kane, Beth Casper. We do not have a quorum as of yet. 3 members have emailed me that they're either out of town or unable to attend, so we'll see if another person comes for a quorum. We also have Councilman Jason Kucinich, Todd Gully, and Jim Overstreet, and from the East Lake Women's Club, we have Joyce Bates and Kathy May. The first thing I wanted to go over was the Good Neighbors Award. We did nominate 11 restaurants at the last meeting. I've delivered the awards to 8 of them, and that was for their participation in the lunch program. Most of them sponsored a whole day, so before the food bank started with sponsoring it, they were sponsoring 500 pizzas or 500 subs, and just wonderful what they've done. And then a lot of them also were involved in the fundraisers, which we had 5 fundraisers. The last one, Jason, you were at the last one, weren't you? Were we at the Revolution? Yeah, you were there. Yeah, we raised over $3,500 for the kids program through the 5 restaurant fundraisers. We may do one more in July, and that might be it. But those are really good because it also promotes our local businesses, which is what this group is all about. So those have been really well received. There is somebody that most people here know that was nominated for the Kids Good Neighbor Award, and that is Holden. He has volunteered almost every time at the kids lunch program. He's the 14-year-old. He goes to Andrews Osborne Academy in Willoughby. He is also a scout I think he's trying to be an Eagle Scout. He's on his way. He's at his Eagle Project level. Right. He is also in a crew of firemen. So. Yeah, he's at it. And he volunteers, I would say, 3 times a week because he's there for our program. Jim, we're talking about Holden, the Eagle Scout. Mm-hmm. He's volunteering at and then he also volunteers at the Little Pet Food Pantry. And he usually is there the day before to bag up all the cat and dog food, and then he's there the day of the distribution. He is just a wonderful example of a 14-year-old. What's his question?
The Kodiak.
Yeah.
I asked. No. I'm not gonna lie. I asked Mom. Mom helped me out. Tammy helped me out with the front piece. So. Okay. The Kodiak.
He also
with a W, but it's pronounced the Kodiak.
He also volunteers at Thrift on the Vine, which is a nonprofit, and I think some of their funding goes to community meals for people in need. I mean, it's just a great example of. So we don't have enough for a quorum, so if another person shows up, I'd like to vote on him for the Good Neighbors Award. And then we had another email under the Good Neighbors Award program. Or to be expanded, or for the definition of the business impact to be expanded. I was emailed that there was a suggestion to encourage our local businesses or recognize our local businesses that fix up their properties, that plant flowers, cut their grass, repaint the outside of their building, just to be recognized by this group. That probably could fall under the business impact because it's impacting the community, that's showing community pride. So their suggestion was to get the word out about the program for business impact.
And then consider Anthony's for that.
Yeah, that's a great example.
Definitely is one to consider.
Yeah, you do a great job.
And then if they're a nonprofit group, to ask for volunteers to help clean up the property, and then recognize them with an award through this committee. So that's something that, I think we should do. I think it already falls under business impact. But it'd be nice to get the word out and recognize some of the businesses.
If you do take walks along Vine Street, you really do notice the businesses on either side there. It needs a little boosting up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We had gone by, we were on our way to Riaja to pick up coffee one day, and we went by Walgreens. And, it was looking pretty seedy. And then the next week we went up there, it was all cleaned up. So they must have got their
Yeah, that was one of the
landscape
businesses that
together,
you didn't
yeah, but it made a
hear.
huge difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It was real nice.
So I think we should, when we have a quorum, we should recognize some of them and try to all go out together. If we take a Saturday for 1 hour, maybe we could get a couple of councilmen and our group to go out and present them a certificate.
And maybe do something to let the other businesses know.
Yeah, I think we should get the word out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think by recognizing them and posting that we're encouraging businesses to clean their properties, that just that alone, will probably have an effect. The next, thing I wanted to go over is we did have a nonprofit meeting. It's, I thought it was extremely positive. We had a few new faces. Project Hope, I think, was the big nonprofit. Sub-Zero, that was it, Sub-Zero. And they talked to us about what they're doing in the area with the homeless, also grant funds available. I thought it was really positive. We'll probably announce the Vine Street corridor meeting for July. We'll probably announce that in the next week, and then do it the second Thursday of July, which make sure the date is okay, because I know there's the holiday right there.
Should be the 9th.
Yeah, then we should be okay. So we'll probably announce that for the 9th. I've been asked a lot when that's going to start back up by some of the restaurants that we go into all the time, and so I'll post it out there July 9th, and then we'll just pick a location. And I would like to talk about the kids' lunch program to bring everybody up to speed. Everyone from the ECDC committee is invited to participate in that. It's been a great program. We've had, most recently, we had the Willwood Police Department out there. That was really well received. And we had the police chief and an officer, and a lot of the kids or families would go and see the police officer and get a picture, but it was really, I thought it was good timing with all the protests and violence that's out there right now, that our local police are here for us, and they love our community, or they wouldn't have that job. So it was really great. I think Channel 5 was out there, and they did a segment with the police chief, which I thought was great. And then the week before, we had the fire department, which was that was I love that, because we had a big fire truck out there, and they have the 7-story ladder. Was that and they had it all the way up into the sky, and they were twirling around on the truck. It was great. I think there were, 40, 50 kids that got out and were, looking at the truck over the hour that they were out there. It was pretty nice. That was a good event. Then we had the library with the women's club, and you guys gave out 190 some books.
193.
Yeah. So that was kind of good, because the kids got out of the car and I think they checked out the books.
No, we asked them, what level they were, and we kind of geared them. Some people got out of the car, but we kind of frowned on that, because we didn't want them, so we picked it up for them, and it's kind of like, do you like Star Wars? Do you like mystery? And they got to keep the book. They don't need to return it, so that was
Good.
just good for reading, and keep it in during the summer, so that was well received.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. yeah, that was a really good program. And, this Friday, if anyone wants to stop by, we're having, the kids' lunches, but then everybody gets an ice cream, and that is at, Willow Praise Church, 32901 Bank Street. That's from 11 to 12:30.
And I will be sending you handouts,
Good, okay,
new handouts based on ice cream.
okay, all right, great.
Is it every Friday that you do this, or?
Well, we do a, kids' lunch distribution Monday and Friday in Willowwick, and Tuesday in Painesville.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the
Today-
Friday just started a few weeks ago, but Monday's been annoying since, coronavirus shut down.
March 30th, yeah. Yeah, and Tuesday today we had, Underdog, and I think there were, 148 lunches, that's what we made, because it's a little bit smaller in Painesville, but they were all gone before 12, so, it was nice, a lot of people stopped, and a lot of pictures with kids, and, it's a really nice community outreach. So we do have, and everyone's invited to those. They're, Tuesday, they're at, Painesville, Assembly of God. It's, 10949 Johnny Cake Ridge, in Painesville. It's about a mile away from downtown Painesville. But it's a nice location. And then, what we have coming up, July 3rd, we have Heroes United. They're gonna be out there. They're gonna be mostly Star Wars characters, with lunches. And we'll probably have some type of snack for everybody in the car. I know we recently did cupcakes.
We're hearing our handouts for it. As you announce what, we hear the handouts for that.
Okay, yeah, because the Women's Club, they're doing activities for the kids.
Yeah, that's cue for don't change the topic once you tell Joy. That's code. Read between the lines.
I like him.
Don't change the theme.
And then let's see, July 10th, we have, what is July 10th? I know we announced that. July 10th,
July 10th?
yeah, that, I know it's the, we have somebody for July 10th.
Is there a magician?
Kindness
Or
and
the balloon?
justice.
Yeah, kindness and justice, so it's gonna be nature related. They are actually gonna do a coloring contest, and then you could send it back to them, and they're gonna give out their stuffed, I think they're gonna give out their stuffed eagles. So they're gonna give out a
We're
prize.
gonna hand out for it, if they're gonna do the coloring thing, that would be considered an activity.
That's fine, whatever you guys wanna do, that's your venue, that's your,
A week off. Well, actually, it's not a full week, but.
and then there's two other things we have. The big thing, is, July 13th and 14th, which is Christmas in July. So, Lisa Cox, she is gonna donate Christmas presents for all the children. We are gonna be going to, on the 13th, that's Monday, and then we'll go to, a small group of us are gonna go to the, we're gonna go to the Deepwood Center after we wrap up on Monday, and we're gonna take Santa Claus. There's gonna be Santa Claus there, so we're gonna take Santa Claus and presents for each of the residents at Deepwood. I'm gonna get their names and their ages and what they want. We're gonna take them presents, a small group of us, and then Tuesday, we're gonna do this in Painesville with Santa Claus and presents. So that'll be the big
Wait a second, you're doing it Monday at Willow Praise.
Monday at Willow Praise,
Okay.
and then Deepwood after Willow Praise on Monday, and then Tuesday we're doing it in Painesville.
I didn't understand that either.
So,
Thank you.
What time are those?
11 to 12:30 on, Monday.
At Willow Praise.
Yeah, Deepwood is just when we wrap up, like 1 o'clock maybe, and then, Tuesday it's 11 to 12.
Are these presents gonna be wrapped?
I was told they're gonna be wrapped,
So then they better be marked on the outside.
boy or girl, yeah.
Boy or girl.
Yeah.
And age grouping. So the presents are only for the Deepwood children?
No, the Deepwood children, I'm getting a specific list for them, the other ones are just generic.
Oh,
Just
okay.
generic, presents. And then the other thing that, Tammy and,
Kodiak.
yes, yeah, Tammy Stakoviak, She is going to, donate, back to school, backpacks for the kids. We're probably gonna pick the last day of this program. So it goes to August 7th. So whatever that last day is, she's gonna provide backpacks, which she's gonna need lots of donations. That's something we're gonna put out there real soon.
Right.
But we'll probably just cover basic, needs for kids with a backpack, and then, as many as we have, we'll post it out there, so, the kids can pick those up. And it's, the whole program is set up, no questions, no names. If there's a need, then they can get it. We don't ID or we don't need names or anything. So that's what's going on with that program. But it's been a huge success. I think my last count was over 11,000 lunches between the three distributions per week. So. And then this is a picture of the fire truck. I don't have a picture of the ladder. The ladder was the coolest thing because it was literally spinning. It was.
I didn't know when to mention the job fair.
Yeah, we're gonna go for that.
Yeah, sometimes it's the only agenda time. One of the weeks.
Okay. And then, we're waiting on a dentist to confirm for this program. I did reach out to the, Denise Richards Moeller, the polar bear, but she retired as a dentist, so I contacted her office, and, they seem pretty interested. And then I did talk to a balloon twister magician, waiting for a confirmation on that. And, those are the two that may be added. I'm going to mention it just so it's in the meeting. 100 Youth That Care typically donates toothbrushes and soap for kids during that situation.
Suggestion, maybe. We have a bunch of cardboard to give out, but we're cutting it into size pieces that we can easily hand out. And I was thinking about, again, I thought about making it an architecture challenge for the kids. You can build a house, we hand out the sheet with buildings and bridges and things like this, and I don't know if it would be wise to have an architect there or not.
Do you know of any architects? I don't know.
Yeah, sure, there's some ability.
I think if it's interesting to kids, we should try to put something together for them.
Especially if they can get out of the car for it and look at, like maybe you could bring blueprints or,
If you, I think we should be open to it if we could get an architect and we could put something together that's interesting for the kids. Educational or whatever.
Well, think about it from the angle of your kids and who would be interested. Because this was just a thought we had, and I'm just putting it out there.
Todd, what do you think?
That would be an excellent idea. One thing I thought about was, I don't know if they start back up again, but Lowe's had those Saturday workshops where you could take your kid to the back and they would make a simple little, they had a wood and they'd have the little pegs, and it would be very simple, hands-on, father-son, parent-child kind of activity. They give you the apron, the work apron for it. We still have the one, I think, when we did it at Home Depot before. They might be something akin to that, where there's a kit where you may not be able to, they may not get out of the car, they may not have to get out of the car, they might be able to donate a kit, a do-it-yourself kit to hand out. The same concept.
We had Lowe's donate a bunch of stuff. I'll reach out to the manager. I do like that idea with the you build a birdhouse, you build a little car, that would be really neat.
Just something like that, but I also like your suggestion where you could put the pieces together. It'd be like a cool, Happy Meal toy that actually doesn't make noise and it's fun and learning, as opposed to just some dumb little thing you hit a button and makes a noise. So, any of those suggestions would be awesome. Yeah.
The other thing I forgot to mention, the free clinic, I called them, they called me back. They don't have an extra person to come out to our event, but they want to drop off a bunch of information for both Painesville and Willowick. So we'll fit them in, a health day. Joyce, I'll let you know as soon as they, confirm when they'll be dropping it off. But I told them we need 500 to 600 pieces for both locations. Okay, there's a couple other things that are, we did announce a job fair. It's gonna be held at Willow Praise, on Vine Street. I did reach out to, Job and Family Services, to see if they would do a workshop. I know their last one was virtual, so I don't know if they'll do a workshop or provide information. I was gonna reach out to the library too, because they've been at most of ours with, just resources for job seekers. I've already had a couple of businesses, contact me to reserve space. We just announced this, it hasn't been out there that long. But usually we have 30, 35 businesses, that's pretty typical. And it's gonna be open to the public. I did send this over to the News Herald, they usually cover job fairs, so we'll see if they come in.
Tammy and I are working on spacing
Okay,
inside because we're gonna have to keep the tables 6 feet apart.
so we'll probably go do in the building, we'll probably do the big area, and then we'll do the back area, so we'll probably do big L, and maybe we could even they come in the front door, and they go out the back door on the side, because that way we could just keep a flow, and we can direct them to where they're at.
If you're doing talks, they have to go into that meeting room in the front or that room way in the back.
I'm thinking if we use the room in the back, and they come in the front, and then they turn left, and they use the room in the back, Jason, the one where we did the, Thanksgiving meal, and then they go out that door, and there's a big door in the back, and then maybe the sanctuary or something, we could have the, presentation.
Yeah, you may need to provide a way for an outlet for those that feel like they need to circle back to reacquaint themselves with some of the businesses, so they don't feel confined to walk all the way out on the back end, the front, if you do one single line, the direction, I like the directional thing. But there's those that wanna, if you're trying to, I know Andy was trying to think about having some people to kind of plant seeds in mind of, what do you like to do, what do you think that you'd be interested in, and kind of directing them towards a particular company also. So any of those things would be great, but I like the idea of going out one way and coming in as a main.
Even if it's 75% of the people, if there's a few that come back, but I think that would be a good way to do it, because
Is there an age group that you're focusing on, or is it students, or?
I put it out there, 14 and over, so I think we're gonna get mostly, college students, high school students, probably, a lot of younger, and then a lot of people who have recently lost their job. I don't think it's gonna be, high-end, employment. But a lot of the medical companies, those are who have been calling, reserving tables, like nurses and, people working at nursing homes, that are in the area. But I know if you drive up and down the street, everyone's trying to hire.
Oh, yeah,
So,
we just have to have, salaries have to be, over.
yeah,
You can't have somebody that's 17, but, yeah, because I see that HR.
okay.
That's why they don't help out with the schools, because they'll,
Oh,
can't really do
okay.
15, 16, or 17-year-olds.
Yeah, I think if we promote it well enough and it's in the paper, we'll get the age groups that we're looking for.
Yeah.
But that's coming up, so if anybody knows a business, for the library, that would be great. You guys need to go.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Council Chambers for that.
Okay. And,
Very good. Seen and see, right?
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Okay, well,
Work
thank
at
you.
home, that's all I've been doing, work at home, work at home.
So we got a couple other things, that we can go over. The first thing is, a local printing company, Econ.
Yeah.
They like the idea of the kids lunch program. So, they created I guess an online store. And this is the online store, if you guys want to look at it. I'm gonna keep trying to promote it, but they're selling, North High School gear. They contacted North High, so they're selling Ranger gear. And then part of the proceeds are gonna go back to the free kids lunch program. So it's an online store, you know, so I thought it was great that they're, trying to promote the program and the local kids.
Mhm. They're very nice.
Yeah. And then, we've got another fundraiser, this is the one with, we're trying to raise money for, Operation Stat. In Operation Stat, we've done a whole bunch of stuff with them. Jason, did you go in for last Christmas to the VA Medical Center?
I think I missed that one.
Oh, okay, you're at most of the stuff, so that's why. But this one, this organization, Operation Stat, they're out of the VFW in Eastlake, and, what they do is they take food, events, gifts, necessities to the disabled veterans at the local, medical centers, so like Lewis Stokes, and then the other ones that are in Erie and Brook Park. And, so what we did is, Sherry Falkenberg, the councilwoman from Timberlake, and I, we dressed up as, Joe DiMaggio and, Marilyn Monroe, and,
She looks pretty hot.
and, so we're gonna go to, on July 8th, from 5 to 7, we're gonna be at Flavors on the Vine, and we're gonna sign little autographs and little baseballs. And, any money we raise will go to Operation Stat. They've had a real hard time raising money this year for anything. And, they do, a couple of really big events, throughout the year. I think their biggest one is for Christmas. Last year, I know, there were a lot of us that went, but they went to, Lewis Stokes Medical Center, and they spent the whole day there, brought all 600, veterans dinner, and then they had stockings with Christmas stockings and gifts, and, I know Kindness and Justice, they brought calendars, and we had superheroes, and it was just a really, really fun event. But they need to raise money to do that, so, it's just something we're trying to promote and raise some money for them, so, July 8th, if you're, around Flavors on Vine, that would be great, to help that event. And there was another, I'm gonna, create another, start the bucket list. That was a list of local events. I'm gonna start that for July 1st again. There are some things that are starting to happen again in the area, so if anybody knows of anything, I know I'm gonna put, the kayak rental on there. I took my kids for Father's Day, and that was a lot of fun. So I'm gonna make sure that's on there through the whole summer. And there's some other things that are just starting to happen again with the library and things like that. But if anybody knows of any event, please let me know so we can try to promote it out to the public. And that's pretty much what I have. I don't know, I know last time we, had a discussion about spotlighting a local business. I don't know if that's something that, anybody's thought any more about, if there was a particular business or any ideas for that.
I think a good idea would be the apple patch on Route for Approval Drive. Like Kerjack owns the apple patch, you can go apple picking.
Where's that?
Off of Reed's on Route.
So that's that's a business?
Yeah.
It's called the Apple
I
Patch?
think it's called, yeah, and,
I was wondering, I just thought somebody had a few trees, but.
I think 946-1908 is the number.
And what's his name?
Mike Kerjack. Yeah, so that's like I think apple season, like, late August, September.
Oh, that would be fun. To
Yeah.
just promote it as like a community event.
And it'd be outdoors, you can keep distance, so, that's, I think, I'm sure he would enjoy it.
How big is that?
The whole orchard, that it's like a bunch of, it's just rows of apple trees and different varieties of apples.
Okay, so your idea is just get it out there to the public, promote it, and maybe have like a community day where all students can go this weekend?
Yeah, go, like maybe on Saturday or something, go.
Oh, I have meetings
Go apple
someplace.
picking, get the,
Local establishments, people like these meetings to just come in here, go to Trader Jack's, the Twin Tavern, or, the Powerhouse Gym like we did that one time.
Yeah, I do like the unique businesses. Like Powerhouse Gym was very unique. We had,
It was fun.
no one's gonna call up and say, hey, I have a gym. There was only gym that was around here. So, but the apple orchard, that's pretty fun. I do like that idea. Any other suggestions on business spotlight? All right. Any other discussion that we have? No?
Good.
Okay.
That's it, just, kind of getting out, working out, that's it.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, let's call the meeting, and it is 6:02. Jason, would you hit the button? Thank you. Yeah, I think with the Nature Day, I think we're just gonna have to wait till next year.
Yeah, that's the impression I'm getting from the guys down there.
The thing,